Hello and welcome to another camera review. Today I wanted to discuss one of the questions I get asked often, and that is people working with a budget and they want to have great lenses, they want to have lenses that are fast and provide images that are stunning. Yet their budget does not allow them to purchase lenses that cost $2,000 or $3,000. And if you have noticed, the lens prices keep going up. If you look at, for example, Zeiss, they used to have their classic lenses selling for $1,500 and above. Now their lenses cost $2,500. With the introduction of Milvus and Otus lines, it has gone up even to $5,000 range. Well, the question is, would you be possible to use lenses that are old and good and provide amazing, beautiful bokehs and beautiful color renditions, and perhaps gain a little bit of advantage in terms of capturing something nostalgic, something beautiful? And that is one of the questions that I want to answer today. And basically, the lens that I'm holding in my hand is the PENTACON 50mm at f1.8. This lens costs only $60, less than $100, and you can get amazing results. First of all, this lens is all metal construction. And because it's all metal construction, it's going to last you one lifetime, and you can pass it on to your children and they can still use this lens. There's nothing plasticky about it, and it's well made. Now, the other thing that I like about it is very light. It's about 250, 260 grams. Whether you have an adapter or you don't have an adapter will change that. But the beautiful part about it is you can take this lens, put it onto your Nikon or a Canon and use it. And today I'm going to show you some images that I got using my Canon 1DC. And you can look at those images and determine yourself if those images are the kind of images that you would like to have. Now, this lens is not for everyone. This lens is got only 6 aperture blades. It does not have those amazing bokehs of, pure blurriness. It has a character of its own. It has a look that is very unique. Now, these lenses is now being rebranded, remanufactured, and cost $2,000. Who am I talking about? Well, my Garlitz, for example, has a kind of a lens like this. It sells for 2000. They just rebranded this. Similarly, if you look at this lens, they have Nikon lenses, f1.8, but their image quality and the optics are no match for this, because this, although not as sharp, has a character that is very beautiful. It separates the background from the subject very well. And if you are to use it, you have the ability to do almost macro photography, because this lens focuses up to 33 centimeters. That means that you can use this lens pretty much in anywhere, whether you're capturing flowers, nature, or if you're capturing portraits. It's an amazingly beautifully well-made lens. Now, it is not f1.4 or 0.95, which would have made this lens a lot bigger. What I do like is that f1.8, you're going to get amazing bokeh. You probably don't need to stop down that much. You're probably at f2 or f2.8, you're going to get beautiful images as well. And I will show you some samples with those as well. Now, one of the things that you will notice with this lens is that it is very versatile. The original lens mount was an M42, and with this simple adapter, I was able to put it on a Canon mount. Similarly, I could have put this on a Nikon mount and still get great images. And that is one of the things I do like about this. There is metering and the focus throw is long. So what does that mean? Focus throw being long, like this one that I'm presenting to you, means that you can get far more accurate focusing than if you had a shorter focus. Because with manual lenses, it takes a lot more precision to get great images. Now, one of the things that you will also notice is that this lens here can be used for filming. That's right. It makes it ideal for filming, because if you look at the modern lenses, they are designed to be used with autofocus. What happens when you have autofocus is that the system is designed to have less travel so that it can focus faster. But not so when you are doing filming, because you're mostly going to use follow focus or focusing system, and that means that you have very slim focus point. That means that you can miss the focus and you can have issues with doing focus pull. But this, being such an accurate lens and of long focus throw, means that you can use it in your filming applications. And for that, I will show you some examples as well. Now, before I go on any further, I would like to also say that this lens is an investment. It's a small investment, but it's an investment that may make you look at other lenses in a different light, because this lens, giving you all the options of being able to do macro and portraiture and all these other things, might be the lens that you may choose. And especially if you are using black and white photography, this is going to give you that nostalgic look. And when we look at the images that I've captured and the images that I've filmed, you will see that these images are very 1960s or 70s look. It has those colors that make it more beautiful if you are attempting to capture a certain time period. So let's look at the images together and compare them. So let's look at these images. First image we have are these leaves. And I shot this in a high contrast environment with the sun coming almost directly on these leaves. And I shot it with almost a wide aperture. As you can see, there's a bokeh in the background. And this was shot around 4 f4. But you can see that there is a little bit of substance, but the colors are what makes it amazing. Notice the transitions between the tonal ranges. You can see the whites turning into lighter shades of green, and then the stronger greens, and the contrast between the dark and the light areas. And if you notice, the bokeh is not disturbing. It's very smooth and beautiful. And you can see that within the composition, that the background matches the foreground, and you'll notice that the details are there, especially on the upper right hand corner. Notice how the branch looks and how beautifully it gives that beautiful tonalities in the range. And this is what I'm talking about, capturing images with lenses that are old, because it gives you that advantage and it gives you that beautiful tonality and ranges. Now, of course, there is another thing to look at, and this one is the second image I want to talk about. The second image, in this image, you can see the same type of leaves and under not such a strong direct light, and you can see how beautiful these details are. And you can see the background is dark, which offsets what is in the foreground, which is where these leaves are. And I particularly wanted to shoot this so that you can actually zoom in and see how detailed these leaves are and how beautiful that this lens captures it. Of course, you know, if you are comparing to very modern lenses that are very clinical, this is not the lens that has that. But if you're looking for a particular look, gives that beautiful human look and beautiful transitions and beautiful colors that makes it a very photographic image, this is the one to talk about. And this is something that you should also notice. And also look at the leaf on the right hand side that has a little bit of part that is missing. You see how that is beautifully shaded by the tree, by the leaf above, and you can see the tonalities there are also present. And notice that it's not such that it's a soft lens. It's a beautiful lens, and this was shot at f2.8. And I wanted to share this image because you can see that f2.8, you're getting a beautiful image that is sharp and contrasty and is something very beautiful. Now, this one is the flower itself. This is part in my garden, and I shot this, and I did not want to edit this video. All these images that you are seeing is directly out of the camera as JPEGs, not even raw. So you are actually seeing what you will get if you just shot it. And now imagine what you can do if you took this image to a Lightroom and adjusted it. You can see amazing details, amazing color. You can increase the contrast, you can increase a lot of the things. And this is the reason what I'm saying is that it's not such an important thing to have a high contrast or high resolution, because what happens is when you import it to Lightroom, you can tweak all these settings, but you cannot tweak the character of the lens. And in the background, you see how beautiful it's shot. Everything is green, it's nice, and has this beautiful kind of pop-out 3D feeling, which I really like. Now, if you go on to the next image, you are seeing this image. Again, this is not direct sunlight. You have a bunch of these flowers again, and it's beautiful. It looks as an image that you could possibly say that it comes from a modern lens, and that this lens is 30-40 years old, and you're getting this amazing beautiful color. Now if you are filming, you're gonna even get more of a natural look. It's gonna cut down all on those digital looks, and it's gonna cut down on that clinical look. And this is what we're talking about. Again, the images is very sweet. It has these tonalities, the colors are there. This is the German engineering. This is the quality that I've been talking about. If you get a good lens from the 1960s, you do not need to have a $600 or $800 lens. I mean, people spend exorbitant amounts of money getting $2,000 or $3,000 lens, and you cannot tell the difference between an image that was captured from that and this. I could put this image next to a beautiful Nikon lens or a Canon lens, and you cannot say, oh, that one looks better than the other. But what you can say, it has character, and that's what we're talking about. And notice that this lens delivers beautiful contrast, beautiful renditioning, especially at the center, and that's where you want to look at, not the corners so much. And the corners I'm going to talk about in the next image, and let's look at that. You see here again, the leaves, I shot them in almost direct sunlight, but the image is there. It separates the bokeh, the background, and look at the corners. There are no vignettings. There's nothing that disturbs the eye. And this is what I like to shoot. This is the f5.6 image, and you can see that it has a beautiful color tonals and it has a bokeh, and yet it is not disturbing. It's not something that's swirly. Like if you look at a Nikon 105, it has swirly bokeh that is mixed up with a kind of a twisted look, and that is not beautiful. This is smooth, as if it came out of a Leica lens, and it is wonderful. I like it. Now the next image I'm going to show you, again here I wanted to have this highlights almost like reflective, and I wanted to give that glowing quality in case that you want to do a portrait where you want to have a glow quality. This is the image that I want to talk to you about, because notice how beautiful that it goes. But it's not purple fringing. There is almost no purple fringing, but it is a beautiful image because it has those bounciness. It has that glow that comes from the 1960s and 50s, that they had these glamour shots of these models and actresses. This is what I'm talking about. And this is what you should be aiming at. If you're doing portraiture, get something unique that looks different. Not a modern lens that you have shot. And those modern lenses, you know, they look good, but it needs a lot of Photoshop. It's too clear. This is glowy. It makes everyone who looks at it go, wow, that is something different. And that's what you should be aiming for. Now the last image, I dialed down this aperture down, and still again I wanted to show you what it will look like if you are using this image directly from the camera, and it still has that beautiful glow. It has beautiful reflection. That's what we should be aiming for, and I hope this has been kind of the idea that I wanted to convey, and you've been able to capture it. So I hope you have enjoyed this review, and I look forward to seeing you in our next review. Please do remember to like our video and subscribe to our channel, and you can visit our channel website at camerareview.ca, and I thank you for watching.